Alright, so apparently this is how the story went, right? So Michelle Kim in year 12, she asked you, Andy, to do the participate in the AIC radio
like,
turn
are you
up.
keen?
Right.
Yeah.
And you rejected?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
nah, no way.
And then Michelle asked Helena, and she said yes. So Andy said yes.
Yeah.
And I said yes.
And then Bridget said yes.
And then Bridget said yes.
And then everyone's a happy family.
Yes.
Wow. So welcome to Turn Up, guys.
Welcome.
You're listening to AIC Radio Turn Up with Eugene and Kathy.
We're going to upload podcasts every Friday. And what we're going to do is every week we have like an alphabet theme going on right now. So like this week is the first week, so we're going to go with A, and then so on and so forth, all the way to Z, and then we'll get to Z.
Right.
We're just going to cry. The theme for this week, because it's A, is Anarchy. Do you actually know what that means?
No.
Okay, so the definition of anarchy by the Collins Dictionary is it's a noun and it means general lawlessness and disorder, especially when thought to result from an absence or failure of government. That sounds like super serious, but like, whatever, man.
You know, I typed up autonomy, and apparently anarchy has a far more like negative connotation. It's supposed to be bad.
So like real life examples of anarchy. What is there like?
I guess you could start off with the tuck shop at lunchtime.
Oh, truth though.
Pretty,
no.
Yeah.
Or boarding at dinner time.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Whenever like we have economics IA, the printing machine.
Oh yes.
My goodness.
Or like a biolab due.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's there.
Computer rooms are pretty
hectic.
Yeah.
Especially when those things are due. Like, wow. And so we have a question, you know, and it's is the internet a form of anarchy? I think like what they mean is like disorder and mayhem.
Right,
but
right.
yeah.
Here's a brief quote by Eric Schmidt. He's the current executive chairman of Google. He said, "The internet is the first thing that humanity has built that humanity doesn't understand. The largest experiment in anarchy that we have ever had."
Ooh, that was deep though. Wow. All right, so that's, you know, I agree with that. Like, how does the internet work? I don't even know. So considering the internet is such a big part of our lives, like we can't even use our phone without the internet. Let's talk about some of the things that like people Google, you know, because that's always a lol.
Right.
So some common Google searches.
How to raid McDonald's.
Oh, that's awesome. Actually, like, I might Google that later.
Yeah.
Do midgets have night vision eyes? Yes.
Why isn't 11, the number 11, pronounced as 1T1?
That's actually a good question.
Right.
What about 12 then?
Oh yeah.
Can Jesus microwave a burrito? I mean, Jesus can walk on water, then why not, right? Never know.
Is Obama a cactus? I mean, Americans think Obama is a cactus. I don't.
He's a very smart cactus. Like, wow. Good job, buddy. Setting the paces for cactuses around the world. Oh. I'm extremely terrified of Chinese people. Wow. Didn't realize that people actually would Google that. That's good though. I like that. Like, why not, right? Chinese be proud.
Why don't Asians shave?
You don't?
I just shaved today.
I was like jealous. Like, wow. Like, are they talking about guys or girls? There's so much more to this question that just hasn't been asked. Germany is in what country? Well,
oh God.
Probably in Africa then, right? I don't know. The amount of people who think Africa is a country is incredible.
You know, looking at such absurd questions, it really is quite surprising how people actually Google these stuff. And, you know, here's some facts. Internet crime is the fastest growing crime in the US. Which, I mean, I think it's easy to accept because it's such a big part of our lives, like you mentioned before.
Identity theft and everything is like such a big deal on there.
And also, close to 60% of teens have received email or instant messages from strangers, and of the number, half of them replied.
You'd think they're more than that, though, right?
Right.
The amount of teenagers on the internet, like, I think more than that have
Right.
received messages from strangers, like, even on, like assumedly safe places, like
Right.
Facebook and stuff,
Right.
but, like, yeah, like, I've received messages from strangers before, and it's kind of like, okay.
And, like, you know, along with the creation of Facebook and all these kind of social medias, there are specific social media websites where people, like random people who have never seen each other, who've never met each other, simply just come together to have conversations.
Omegle!
Omegle, exactly. I think, you know, with the emergence of the internet, we're able to connect with people who we've really just never known before.
Yeah, definitely. But, like, that connection isn't always in a positive way.
Right, right.
Which is where the whole problem begins.
Also, a recent investigation found that some apps, especially games, allow the creators to look into personal information of the users while the apps are running.
You hear that, guys? Your Candy Crush is stalking you. Our Candy Crush has access to Facebook, though, so I guess it can stalk you.
I mean,
games, though.
Right. This is pretty scary if you think about it. Like,
Games
I mean,
is innocent. Like, what do you want? Like, because like there are apps for like your bank. Like, does that mean that they can get into your banking apps? Like,
exactly. And like, I mean, as accessibility becomes easier and easier, like, you know, who knows? One day, like, maybe an 8-year-old can press one button to know everything about you, and that's scary.
There's an app for everything. It's gonna only get worse.
Also, going on Facebook makes you feel so miserable that statistics have shown a night on Facebook is the emotional equivalent of watching a puppy getting punched for 4 hours.
Okay, I have a problem with that. How do you measure that? Like,
how do you quantify it?
Exactly. Like, I feel like about 7 on the miserable scale. How miserable is that? Keep watching a puppy get punched for 4 hours. What? Like,
but I mean, like, do you feel bad after being on Facebook for so long and like realizing that you didn't do anything, like your productivity?
But like, you know, on Facebook, like you find so many things that are like gossip, like celebrity gossip, or like gossip from your school, and it's great. Like,
I mean, in a sense, we are kind of learning. We are taking in information from that.
Might not be, you know, IB bio information, but you know, it's information nonetheless. So then we've reached the conclusion that the internet is pretty hard to control.
Right.
Social mishaps happen all the time. The whole idea of talking to someone on Facebook is so different to talking to them in person. It's changed the whole dynamic of relationships as a whole. And you know, there are countries where they monitor how much what you can and can't do.
North Korea.
What? Rude. But like, yeah, like, and I don't think anyone likes being restricted from Facebook or anything else like that. But even like YouTube, you know, have you ever tried to watch a video and you're like, it's like, this is not available. Oh, okay. I was meaning not available in your country, but what are you watching, bro? Well, apparently governments, like, they keep record of all the internet traffic, but I'd assume they wouldn't read it.
Right.
Like, that's boring. It's a lot of people.
I mean, if they do read it, that's...
Good job, guys. Like, you keep moving forward.
But also, I mean, there's the opinion that the internet, I mean, even in democratized nations, is very much controlled by government.
I mean, in a sense, like, of course they must control, you know, what's going on there, but to the extent I think not everyone's aware of.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, like, if you consider the history of the internet, like, initially it wasn't created for individual purposes. It was an organization. Apparently it was the European Organization for Nuclear Research.
What? Wow.
Also known as CERN, which is a very famous organization in the science sector. It was created by a major organization, and then it was later on used for military purposes. So if you think about that, like, it wasn't initially created for individuals. It was these organizations that created the internet. And while individual websites may be ruled by people like us, the whole structure, who knows, like, it might be...
Other things are happening there.
Right, like, yeah.
Wow.
You're listening to AIC Radio Turn Up with Eugene and Cappy.
Alright, now for some extra what dots. The phobia of the day. Eugene, I can't pronounce that.
Arachi butyrophobia? Is that how you... is that how the...
I think butyrophobia?
Butyrophobia.
I think maybe. The fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth. Okay.
Okay.
Is it that easy to get peanut butter to stick to the roof of your mouth? I'm just wondering, like I enjoy myself, a PB&J sometimes, and I don't think I've ever had that issue.
First of all, I don't like peanut butter.
Oh, there we go. So you don't have this. You don't even need to worry about it.
No.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it's that easy to do that. So,
Right.
Yeah,
why is this a fear for some
and it's a
people?
quite common one. That's the other thing. Let's just recognize right now that it's rather common.
Right.
Like, yeah.
No, I think we should understand the problems that people have.
Sympathy.
Exactly.
If you have Iraqi butyrophobia, we feel for you. Alright?
Yeah.
Visit the Iraqi butyrophobia hotline. 0800. We care about you. Alright, and now for the artist of the day.
Avicii.
Avicii.
Pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean,
well, he's got a cool name though. His real name is Tim Bergling.
What country is he from?
I have no idea. Swedish? Is he Swedish?
Swedish.
I think, most of the good DJs are Swedish though. Swedish House Mafia.
Yeah, Northern European countries. They
good.
produce a lot of DJs.
They're just
for
good.
some reason.
But TBA shows, Avicii isn't one of my favorites.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't. That song Levels that he has, I just I can't even with that song. What? He's been he's born on the 8th of September 1989. Nice. He's old.
That's cool.
He's not that old though to be that famous,
I'm pretty sure that's the same year when the internet was born. Oh my god, that parallels.
Wow. That parallels. Oh, and now time for our SAT word of the day. Go on, child.
I mean, it is AIC, right?
So we've got to have something constructive here.
Anthropomorphic. We've heard this during English class.
I think
anthropomorphism is apparently it's ascribing human characteristics to non-human animals or objects. It's a word derived from Greek word anthropos, which means man or human, and the Greek word morphos, which means shape or form. So for
examples of which being
hands of a clock.
Oh.
Because a clock is definitely non-human.
I assumed that was just the name for them.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I thought that's what their name was. But okay, yeah, right. I believe you. And our quote of the day is from Batman. The Joker says this one. Introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos.
I like that.
I agree. That's quite powerful.
Like
I like that too. And our movie of the week is Accepted. It's kind of not a very famous movie. Have you ever seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
It's quite good. It's about this. These people don't get accepted into any unis.
Oh.
I know. It's surprising,
whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
And then so he makes his own uni, and he just makes up all these classes, and he calls it the South Harmon Institute of Technology and whatnot, and it's really good. It's essentially about a whole university running on an anarchical base, and it's quite good. Quite a good movie to watch. I reckon.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, right. All right, so I think we're at the end of our podcast.
That was our first attempt at making a podcast.
Yeah, nice. If you have any queries, questions, concerns, feedback, please contact us via our Facebook page.
Right.
Where you will probably be listening to this. And if you have any suggestions for what the topics will be, we need some suggestions for D, E, F, G, and H. So yeah, please let us know, guys. Suggest whatever you want, and within reason, we should pick it, right? So we have to give our credits now to the bigwigs, the people who aren't us. Michelle Kim, manager, CEO, big boss lady, Helena Zhang and Bridget Wilson as the scriptwriters, and everyone else who contributed. And we'd just like to give a final welcome to Mrs. Smith, the new cast coordinator. She's cool.
I should meet her.
She's
I have to talk about cats. Everyone
has to talk about cats.
Yeah.
Welcome to year 12.
Oh.
Alright guys, hopefully we'll see you next week. Day good night, good evening tomorrow, and don't forget to
turn up. Wait, so let me clarify. Are we using